Well, God bless you, friends. I'm so grateful to have a few minutes together to share with you a little bit of the news from our friends at the Presbyterian Church of India. We got associated with them about 3 or 4 years ago. There are these gentlemen who are the evangelists and church planners going into rural parts of India. And they are winning converts, they're preaching the good news, they're giving Bibles away. They are going into places that are more difficult, more arduous for the gospel than probably I will ever know. So we took up the challenge to pay the salary for one of these church planners. It's about $3,000 a year. And we got really good reports back from the Reverend Dr. Jayraj Dasan, who's the president of the Presbyterian Church of India. He sends us good reports about the work that's being done and the people who are being baptized and the churches that are being started, some of the difficulties that are being faced. And based upon those reports, we have then grown to supporting 3 of those pastors. Well, when Jayraj was with us in November of 2024, he invited us to come in October, the following October, which is right now, to be a part of a conference that they host every October for their mission, for their pastors. The pastors come together and they would have their kind of in-service professional development time together, all gathered in Hyderabad. I don't know when you're watching this, but we're going to leave the week before fall break, and then we will be with them for worship on Sunday, and then the conference will run Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll get on a plane to come home on Thursday. We've been given some topics to reflect on, some things that we can do to encourage and support and to hopefully answer some questions for the pastors. But then also every 3rd year, they bring together not only the pastors, but also their spouses and children. So there'll be teens and children gathered together along with spouses for the ministers. And so there will be other opportunities to serve with not only the pastors, but also with their larger families. So we're really excited. There's another church in Birmingham, Cross Creek Church, is sending a team, and we're going to be joining them. They actually have the larger group, and John and I are kind of going as support people. We also are taking with us, and thank you for your generosity in giving. We were able, after Jayraj's visit with us last year, we were able to raise the money to fund the building of one church building, $10,000. So we'll be taking that money and seeing some of the work that they're doing. They sent us an email last week about one of their evangelists and church planners had gone into a village, a remote area, and a family had accepted faith in Jesus. He came back and brought them a Bible. Well, there was a militant Hindu fundamentalist in that community who saw him giving the Bible to this other family, started asking around and realized that he was a Christian and that he was evangelizing. And so he said to a shopkeeper, if you see that guy come back, call me. And eventually he did come back, and the shopkeeper did call him, and he called the police, and they took this gentleman away, the pastor, and they beat him and they imprisoned him. He was in jail without food or water for more than 24 hours. Eventually his family found out where he was, and they were able to secure his release. They've hired an attorney. All of these things that happened to him were against the law, but the laws weren't being enforced, or the officials who were responsible for keeping the law were looking the other way. It just gives you a sense of the challenges that are being faced by our brothers and sisters trying to share the gospel in one of the few officially Hindu nations in the world, India, and the other is Nepal. So just like there are nations that are by state, by the fiat of the government, are maybe officially Islamic nations or Christian nations, India is a Hindu nation. And so there's a lot of nationalism that goes along with the Hinduism there. And so then there's a lot of not only religious, but then also kind of political and sociological layers to a family converting to faith in Jesus. So the evangelists are doing heroic work, difficult work, in difficult places, taking great risk to themselves. So I hope that you will join me not only in being energetic and enthusiastic about supporting these brothers and sisters, but also joining me in prayer for them as we move forward, that the Lord will support them, strengthen them, encourage them. And please pray for John and I as we are away, that the Lord will enable us to really be the presence of Jesus to these brothers and sisters.